As you can see, I got a new microphone and I got some lighting. Yes, it's on a crochet hook. I realized that in my videos I always have to pause because there would be noise like construction work or noise from neighbors or the people around me. I actually wanted to upload this video a while ago, right after I shifted to this reality, but like I said, I took a break and I felt that I needed to take a break. So I decided to make this video and upload this video after my break. Before I tell my shifting story, I'm going to give you a little shifting update. Not really. I mean, it's what happened before I shifted to this reality. In October, I really got into Love and Deepspace again. It was after one of their events where they looked like idols, where they were dancing. And I love K-pop. I love J-pop. I first got into K-pop and J-pop in 2009. I'm 27 years old now. My older brother and my mom actually got me into anime and then YouTube. Yeah, when they came out with that event, I was so happy and I felt like, well, I didn't know if I wanted to because it's been a while since I've shifted to a Love and Deepspace reality. I wasn't sure if I wanted to shift to Love and Deepspace or back to my Love and Deepspace alternative universe desired reality. In October, I started to think a lot about that, and I guess because of that, that went into my subconscious mind, and that's why I started to shift to Love and Deepspace. On October 26th, I shifted to a Love and Deepspace alternative universe reality. If you want to know more about that shifting story, then you can just go read one of my community posts. On October 1st, I shifted to a Love and Deepspace reality that is very similar to the main story of Love and Deepspace. As y'all already know, my significant other is Silas, and only Silas. Zayne is not my significant other, but when I first started playing the game, I really like Zayne. In this reality, I did not know that I shifted until hours later. I opened my eyes in my, okay, I'm just going to say desired reality because it's easier. Even though it's kind of weird to me to say desired reality because I unintentionally shift here. I just got done with one of my classes and I was walking with my friends. While I was walking with my friends, I overheard someone talking about Zayne. She was saying how handsome he is. And she was talking about how she saw him by chance. She was talking to her friend. She was saying how Zayne wasn't too far from where they were. We were just outside a large building. Next to this large building is a hospital. When I heard her say that, I immediately wanted to go see Zayne. When I heard her say where Zayne was, I told my friends that I had to go. I headed towards where the hospital was, which was in the opposite direction of where we were heading. Since it was nearby, I just walked. As I got closer to the entrance of the hospital, I saw Zayne walking with like 6 other people who I assumed were also doctors. They were all wearing white coats and they all looked older than Zayne. He looked exactly like how he looks in the game, but he wasn't wearing his glasses. They all had a drink in their hand, and it looked like coffee. The moment I saw them walking towards my direction, I hid behind one of the pillars that was nearby the entrance of the hospital. The pillar was big enough to hide me. They stopped walking in front of an area where there's cement surrounding plants and flowers. Since it looked like Zayne was busy, I didn't want to just go up to him and start talking to him. I was thinking about if I should get his attention somehow or not. While I was thinking about that, I saw Zayne move closer to where I was. He moved to the other side of someone. When I moved to the other side of the pillar to get closer to Zayne, Zayne quickly turned around to look at me. So I was on this side of the pillar. But since I saw Zayne right here, I moved to this side of the pillar. But the moment I moved to this side of the pillar, Zayne turned around and quickly looked at me. I was surprised because I didn't know that he knew that I was around. When I realized that he knew that I was there, I couldn't help but smile and giggle. I smiled and I giggled like this. After I did that, though, Zayne quickly turned around and he started to talk to one of the people that he was with as if he didn't just see me. And they all sat down together on the cement area. Obviously, he was busy. So I decided to just leave him alone and do something else. From the corner of my eye, I saw a nurse taking care of a few kids. They were like 5 to 10 years old. They were all sitting at picnic tables that were scattered around the front of the hospital. I saw a kid not eating, even though he looked like he really needed to eat. Since the nurse was busy taking care of the other kids, I decided to go up to the little boy and crouch down in front of him to help him eat. I talked to him very gently. I told him that he should eat his food. It looked like he wasn't interested in the food that was already open, so I decided to help him open a different can of food. After I did that, I wiped my hands on one of the clean napkins that were on the table, and I also tried to help the nurse by cleaning up a little bit. While I was doing that, someone came up to me. He looked like he was around my age. He said, "The man over there is asking if the lady over here has any classes tomorrow." Obviously, it was Zayne that was saying that and who wanted to relay a message to me. I pulled out my phone from the pocket of my pants and I checked my calendar that was on my phone to see if I had any classes tomorrow. And I did. They were at different times, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. After I checked my calendar, I told the guy, "Unfortunately, I do." All of a sudden, I heard Zayne talk really loudly. Well, he wasn't shouting, he was talking pretty loud. He asked me directly, "Do you have any plans tonight?" I looked at Zayne from where I was, which was actually not that far away from where he was. I looked at Zayne and I told him I don't. And then Zayne said, "Then I'll see you later." I was like, okay. I went back to my dorm. Zayne came to pick me up around nighttime. I got in his car and he told me while he was driving that he needed to stop by his house first because he needed to change. When we arrived at his place, Zayne parked his car and we both went inside his house together. I decided to go inside with him because it looked like it was going to rain. So I thought I'd grab a blanket or a jacket that I left at his house. Real quick, as we walked into Zayne's bedroom, I noticed that the color of the pillowcases and the color of the bedsheet on his bed was fading. When I noticed that, I was like, I know you have all this money from working. You should buy new pillowcases and bed sheets to replace these ones. Zayne got sassy with me. He stopped walking in front of the bed. He pinched the corner of his pillow, picked it up a little bit, and said to me, "Oh, so because I have these old pillowcases and bed sheets, I don't look like someone who is a doctor. Then I should change my pillowcases and bed sheets and get new ones." Then he throws the pillow back where he got it. Well, he doesn't throw it, he tosses it. I looked at him and I burst out laughing. No, that is not what I meant. Of course, since I'm always around him, I'm used to this behavior. But when I shifted back here, I was surprised how sassy he is. Zayne went into the room where his closet was, his closet full of his clothes. And I went to another closet where he had some of his clothes in my closet too, but I had so much stuff in that closet. In that closet, I tried to look for something that would match my outfit, but since I didn't have anything, I resorted to a blanket. When I saw a blanket that looked exactly like the one that I have in my current reality, I realized that I had shifted to this reality from my current reality. I started to wonder why I shifted here. After that, I shifted back to my current reality. That was my shifting story of me being with Zayne. I never said what I look like. Well, I look like how I look now, but I had straight hair and I had much longer hair. I hope you enjoyed this little shifting story. I didn't stay here for that long. I just stayed here for a couple of hours. As always, thanks for watching, and that's it.